Women in the West have got loads to celebrate. Don't ever forget that. My mother was born before women had the vote in general elections in the United Kingdom, and she lived to see a female Prime Minister. Now, I'm not sure exactly what she thought of Mrs. Thatcher, but I do know that she thought that her presence was something in a way to celebrate. Progress had been made. We're here today to celebrate progress. But we also know that it isn't quite as simple. Women now may have, in the West, legal equality. We've got another female Prime Minister in Britain, and there's a female mayor in Madrid. But we also know that only 22% of British MPs are women. Happily, it's rather more in Spain. And we know that those female MPs have a much more difficult time. They get abused, they get trolled, they find it harder to make their voices heard, and like all women, they're accused of whining and whinging. It isn't a level playing field. Now, 100 years ago, what women were fighting for was very clear. It was the vote. And now it's all a bit more hazy. What is it that we want? I think we want to change things inside people's heads. We have to look at the very, very deep roots of the marginalisation of women, the silencing of women. It isn't something that goes back 200 years, it goes back 2,000 years. And if we want to solve it, what we need to do is to face it and to think about how we use language to institute women's separation from power. I don't mean that I think it's not going to be possible. I think we just need a different tactic. And I suppose I want to end really on an upbeat note. I've lived through a revolution. My mother certainly lived through a revolution. And I'm pretty optimistic that, although I won't live to see it, that in 100 years' time, women won't be having this problem. That women will not have to pretend to be men in order to be taken seriously in public life. And that actually, when we look at the leaders that we'll be having in that 100 years' time, do you know what they'll be? They will be, I'm pretty confident, ordinary men and ordinary women.